Hey you witches, how you doing? I'm excited. We did a review of the Clovenstone Workings. I will put a link in the description if you haven't watched it yet. You might want to, so this video makes a little bit more sense, but I'm doing the follow-up after I've gone through sort of the introductory exercises in the Clovenstone Workings. So for those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya. Welcome to the channel where we talk about all sorts of things witchcraft, especially traditional witchcraft. And for those of you who are returning viewers, maybe coming in from another video, thank you so much. I really appreciate your view time. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me today, and please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help us build the channel. So yes, the Clovenstone Workings. We're going to do the follow-up. So when I recently reviewed the Clovenstone Workings by Robin Artisan, I had some reservations about the tone. But I was still interested in the workings themselves, right? The sigils, the words of power, the straightforward, cut to the chase, do this and you will be witched simplicity of it all. But therein lies sort of the problem, and relates back to my issues with the tone, in that it is very seductive to think that there is one true way to access witchcraft, right? And let's be clear, that is exactly what Robin Artisan is presenting in this book. It gives us the way to become witched, which is his word, to become witched. And he states very clearly that if it doesn't work for you, if you don't see the things he says you're going to see, if you don't get the dreams that you're trying to get, then you are not witched, and it just wasn't meant for you. So the issue isn't the method, the issue is with you. You just aren't meant to be a witch. And again, that's that sort of tone that I take some issue with. But I thought, here's the deal. I'm a witch. I don't need Robin Artisan and his methods to prove anything to myself or to anyone else, quite frankly. I already know what I am. I already know I have the ability to manipulate the threads of life. I have the ability to contact and treat with spirits. I am a witch. I already know that. So, interestingly, I thought, I'm going to head into this experiment. I'm going to work through these exercises, and I headed into this experiment expecting it all to work out as such, that yes, I am a witch, I am witched. And that's where I think maybe I, even in my self-assuredness, was a little bit seduced by the promises of true witching that were offered by this book. Not gonna lie. But I thought, let's do it. So I started with the mundane scrying exercises. So basically you take like a regular reflective mirror and you scry with it. And to my surprise, I did see exactly what Robin Artisan said that I would. He calls it seeing death. And it was a very interesting exercise. And what you're doing in this exercise is you're actually looking for a jolt, a scare, a bit of fear. And well, the sights I saw didn't scare me. On my third attempt, and you're supposed to do 3 attempts, on my third attempt of scrying with a regular mirror, I did get a huge jolt. So I did the exercise, I saw the things, I made the requisite statement that you need to make when you see the things, and as I said the very last word of my piece, I was like literally like reading it off a card, my candle, now you're in a pitch black room, so I was like doing this downstairs in a bathroom that has no light in it, no windows, nothing, so you're in a pitch black room with a single candle doing the scrying. And as I said the last word of my piece, my candle, seemingly out of nowhere, snuffed out. I was like, I'm sitting in this pitch black room all of a sudden, right? Like, oh my God, what just happened? So I definitely got the jolt. I was like covered in goosebumps. I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm going to take that as confirmation that I am ready to proceed to the next steps. So the next step is to create what's called a breaching talisman, which I did. I followed all the steps to activate it, created a gateway ring, I made offerings, I said the words of power over it, did all the things. And so now with the breaching talisman in hand, or well, I guess around my neck, I proceeded to attempt a pact with the spirits for witching dreams of initiation. That's sort of the next step. And here's where it kind of falls apart a little bit, but I can't tell you if it was me or the method, so stick with me to the end because I want you to hear the story and then I want you to tell me what you think about it. So after you write out your pact, i.e. if you give me these witching dreams, I will make offerings to you, right? Give me ABC, I'll give you XYZ. You write it all out a special way, and then you're supposed to go to an uninhabited place and basically bury the petition under a cairn of stone with offerings. So I was kind of excited. I'm like, I got exactly the perfect place to do this. It's in a local park and it's, you know, dark at night. It's in the woods. This is going to be perfect. I could not find the entrance I was looking for in the dark, and I had to use a fallback location. So that got me kind of flustered. And then because I was flustered, when I created the gateway ring, I missed a step. So ideally you create this gateway ring, and what it does is it creates, it makes you more friendly to the spirits, it makes it easier to communicate with them, etc. And yeah, but I didn't realize I forgot a step until later. So as far as I know, I did all the things. I created the ring, I made the offerings, I buried the petition, I said the words, I created a cairn of 13 stones over it. I made the offerings again, and then I closed the ring. And I went home and I went to sleep. And that's what you're supposed to do, is go home and go to sleep. And for the first 3 nights, you wear the breaching talisman with you to bed. And you should ideally receive these witching dreams in these first 3 nights. But it may take up to, you do this on the full moon, it may take until the next full moon. Right? You have an entire moon cycle to receive your dreams. So I went home, feeling good. I'm like, I'm gonna have some good dreams tonight. This is interesting. I go to bed, and I was promptly woken up an hour later by a very anxious 11-year-old. My son suffers from some anxiety, and it's usually at night. And sure enough, like an hour after I went to bed. So I was like, well, maybe it'll still come tonight, but if it doesn't, right, I was interrupted, it's fine. So the second night, what you do is you wear your breaching talisman to bed, and before you fall asleep, when you're in kind of this liminal state, you do a walkthrough of the whole ritual again, and that is when I realized that I missed a step in the gateway ring. But I was like, well, it's too late now, so I might as well just keep going. So I did the walkthrough in my mind, this time completing the gateway ring, and went to sleep, to be woken up again about 2 hours later by an anxious 11-year-old. In fact, I think we were up twice that night. And in fact, every single night that I tried this, so the first 3 nights you do it with just reenacting the sequence of the events in your mind, and then on the nights after that, when you're trying for it, you wear the breaching talisman, and there's another sort of meditation that you do, another sort of walkthrough in your mind that you do to try to, again, bring on these dreams. But every night that I tried it, I was woken up by my son, by a storm, or we had an intense heat wave here in the city, and a couple of nights when I tried it there, it was about, I woke up just like in sweat, just covered, I had to get up and like literally leave my house. I'd go outside and sit on my back deck because it was so hot in the house. So you name it, I was not actually able to get through an entire night and get these dreams. So technically, I did not receive my witching dreams from full moon to full moon. I was not witched. I did not receive the dreams. But where was the issue? Is the issue with being flustered and forgetting one of the steps in the ring, therefore I didn't quite get the petition sent through the way it should have? Or is it all the interruptions to the sleep? Or were the interruptions caused because I'm making an attempt to breach the other world in my dreams? And did that somehow shift energies, which then affected my son? Because I'm going to be honest, that kid has really grown out of his like regular anxiety problems. And in the month and a bit since I tried this, it has been through the roof again. So, maybe I need to do some cleansing. Maybe I've breached something, but just didn't quite see it through and it's affecting him. I don't know. So you tell me, do you think, is it working? Is it worth another attempt to go through and do this again, creating the the gateway ring, doing all the steps and properly going through it and trying for another moon cycle? I know some other people who work with some of the words of power and some of the things from this book, and they just sort of, they don't use all the methods. They didn't go through the whole witching thing. They just sort of pull, oh, you know, I really like the way he does scrying, so I'm going to use his words of power and do scrying that way. And they just pull out the things specific to the work. So should I maybe just go on and start using some of these more, you know, working through some more of these methods, or should I wait until I've actually had these witching dreams of initiation? So yeah, you tell me in the comments, what do you think? What do you make of this? It was an interesting experiment, I have to say. I'm still sort of seduced by this whole, this idea that, you know, this is how it works. This is the way. I think it's a very interesting concept, and I would like to try it again. But I don't know. Do you think it's worth it? You guys tell me what to do. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Is it worth making another attempt, or should I give it up? Should I go on and try some of his other things, like creating the green oil and his scrying method? And he has a, you know, creating a, I don't know what it's called. It's like a dream stick that you take to bed with you to, again, do spirit travel in your dreams. Or is this maybe method just not for me? I don't know. So yeah, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and otherwise, yeah, if I keep up with it, I will do another update. If I don't, I won't, but yeah, let me know what you think I should do. All right, thanks so much, you guys. We'll catch you in the next one.